are live.
Hi,
Here,
Kisma.
hi, Lauren. How are you doing?
Just great. How about you?
I'm doing pretty good. And we are here, and it is August 3rd.
Yes.
3rd. And I just want to take a moment to say hello out there to Viewerland. Hi, Victoria. I see that you're tuning in, and I see some others are already tuned in. For those of you who follow the Visionary Artist Path Twitch TV channel and or have a subscription to it, which it's only $4.99 a month. Remember, you have the ability to post questions into the chat, and I invite you to remember to do that throughout our art talk. And any question you might have directly to CATT, our guest today, then just go ahead and post your CATT and then your question. So CATT is the identifier that it is a question to field to her. So how are you, Lauren? How are you doing?
Just great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Me too. Here we are, and I'm going to go right into introducing our special guest. So give me just a second here to do one or two things. You know me, I am slow at all this technology stuff, though I try to be right on with it. Anyways, today it is my honor to introduce to you CATT Z. CATT is the creator of Cosmic Smash Booking, and that came about in 2012. And it was considered an up-leveled art journaling process designed to crush the perfectionist and bypass the ego. I hear someone has, I'm hearing a
Yeah.
background.
They need to turn it down a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to continue though.
Yes.
Continue talking about CATT.
Mhm.
She designed Cosmic Smash Booking to crush the perfectionist and bypass the ego. Cosmic Smash Booking allows women and men to expand and transform in wonderful ways so that they can be as an embodied example of transformation for others. On CATT's website, which I'm going to share with you in a little bit, she answers the question, how did Cosmic Smash Booking come about? And her answer, magically, of course, Cosmic Smash Booking is art journaling meets intentional creativity, meets a blazing cosmic thread deep between deep earth and spirit and the heart of the cosmos. CATT firmly believes that everyone has a powerful soul calling to deliver in this life. And her ideal clients are women who are committed to overcoming their limiting beliefs so that they can create the life of their dreams. I like that. And there is nothing more satisfying than seeing her clients recognize their highest potential and welcome in their best life. So guess what? Without further ado, I am going to invite CATT Z into the studio. Welcome, CATT.
Hi. Hello.
Hi,
Hello.
CATT.
Hi, Lauren. Hi, Kisma. Hello to both of you.
So wonderful to see you. And I want to just share that I know I've already said it in my bio introduction of you, but it is such an honor to have you here. I was fortunate enough to become one of your teachers, Smash Book teachers, guides. And it's been quite a journey. And as a art therapist or, whatever, therapy art, Smash Booking for me just was a perfect tool for use in that medium. So
Wonderful.
I'm happy you are here. Okay, so we have a full, what do you want to call it? We have a full plate to share with you. So I hope you're hungry to know about CATT, because we have some good desserts. Some good desserts today to share
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, I know that we are Red Thread Sisters, united in what used to be an all women's community, Color of Women. I know it's kind of expanded these days. My personal experience with Red Thread actually happened in the early 80s. I was an active participant in a Southern California women's community, Women's Spirit Rising, which I helped found. And we had our first Red Thread ceremony, quite different than the Color of Woman Red Thread circles. We held it for Mother's Day in 1985, and it was a beautiful, heartfelt experience. Do you remember your first Color of Woman Red Thread circle and what it awakened inside of you?
Oh, that's a great question. Okay, for me, how it started was I had discovered how it all started was I was recently sober and following my spiritual path and said, where are the women, right? Which led me on a journey of divine feminine. And I met somebody who said, hey, there's this woman up north who's doing some great things. I checked it out, and I saw Shiloh, and then I saw her mom, Karen, and said, whoa, I really want to get to know this woman. And so then I started listening to what Shiloh is offering. And I remember coming home one night to join up a ritual event. And I got home and I laid on the floor. And at that time, she called it the Great Works Project. And I was somebody who was trying to be of service with women that were in recovery. I was trying to work with women who had been trafficked. I wouldn't, and I was all over the place, but not doing anything well, but having a heart to serve, feeling that I was being called to serve, knew that I had some wisdom to share, but I was all over the place. And so in the great work, this is my first Red Thread circle, was understanding that we all had a piece of the red thread. And that was it for me, like, oh. So what became my mission, my piece of the red thread, became supporting others in finding their piece of the red thread, whether they use Cosmic Smash Booking to support them in whatever they're doing, or becoming Cosmic Smash Book guides. But that was my very first one. I still remember it to this day, just lying on the floor. This is pre-Cosmic Smash Booking. It was just that red thread circle piece, and then asking the question of, what am I here to deliver?
That's great.
Yeah,
That's great.
that's a fascinating process, an awakening,
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then I got down to that piece of, well, what do I have to offer? Right? Because I could do a lot of things. I was a software developer for 50 some years, and so had that under my belt, and I'd been online for a long time, but it came down to what am I here for? What do I have? What's my experience? And then that led me down the path, which eventually, Smash Booking was created, but then taking it even further, going back to, this gets into my story, what I was sharing with people, like, how do you go from the Hells Angels to Cosmic Smash Booking? How do you go from being the oldest of eight, right, and raising yourself to, Cosmic Smash Booking? How do you get that? And how does that fit into Art Talk? Where does that fit into creativity? How does that all happen? And my intention today that I get to be a giant permission slip.
Yes.
Right. To show up, because this is also about, I've done some wild things, but also I'm making mistakes, and I'm still making them. And I made one recently, and it's like, damn, you think in my one of my Smash book teachers said in her vintageness, and I just love that. So in my vintageness, I'm still making mistakes, you know, and
you're still learning.
You're
still
human.
learning.
We're all
Right.
human and we
Right.
make mistakes, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And how do you keep freaking going? How do you keep going, you know, when you make a mistake, you know, when you make a mistake.
Maybe
That's important. That's important what you just said. Giving ourselves permission to make mistakes, to be human, I think is ultra. Maybe it's the foundation of permission slips. It's okay, make mistakes. That's how you're going to grow. That's how you're going to, you know, keep going. And
and maybe one of the follow-ups to that is like, how does your art impact and affect other people, do you find? What's been your experience with that?
Okay, so that's a good question, because when I discovered, you know, Colored Woman and it was the Divine Feminine, and Shiloh offered a course, and I said, oh, that sounds great, because the Divine Feminine, I didn't know it was a painting course. Like, I didn't know. And 10 years previously, I mean, I've always loved art. You know, I became an art connoisseur, and if you read the book, one of the books, you know, about fear, about art and fear, I'm sure you know what book I'm talking about. It talks about if you're somebody who's following art, but not doing art, that you're afraid of your own art, right? And I can't think of the name of the book right now. And so I recognized I was one of those people. And when I was 50, I did some paintings that scared the bejesus out of me. So much so that it sent me down a 10-year path of embracing my alcoholism even more. And so from the very beginning, my art had impact. And they were just eyes. They were just eyes. But what I didn't realize at the time was that those eyes that were looking back at me was my higher power, my spiritual connection. So it's like, whoa, right? And I still painting on canvas has that same, you know, effect. So to answer your question is, first it affected me.
Yeah.
First, it had a big effect on me that was so scary that I went on a 10-year run. So when I came back, you know, after this year of sobriety, when I came back and entered, then I realized why I didn't have what it took to hold the work I was doing, because I wasn't into pretty work. Right?
Right.
I wasn't into rendering, you know, rendering was not my thing. Right? Because I don't have the patience for rendering. Like this painting you're looking at right here, this is a painting of rebirth. This is coming out of the womb. This is pushing forward. This, I mean, to see it right now, it's behind me as well. But this is the painting that I hold in front of me. Like I'm always in the womb pushing out, right? So the answer is my own art affects me first. And then what I discovered is, and where I'm going with this story is my first painting was called, you don't have a picture of that, I should have sent it. My very first painting, because I was showing up to the work, all of a sudden it started exploding off a real small painting. And it became, and she just kept popping and popping and popping. It's a horrible painting. But she became the gingerbread Madonna.
I love that.
Right? The gingerbread Madonna, that's what she looks like this little gingerbread, you know, thing. So, and then my second one that I did, I just felt into that. And then somebody I didn't know bought it. So then I realized, oh my gosh, my art affects me. And then that's when I learned the power of intentional creativity, because it wasn't about fine art. It wasn't about pretty. It wasn't about any of those things. It was about the intention that you put into it. And then sometimes you're creating paintings that aren't for yourself.
That's it. Yeah.
They're for somebody else. You're bringing in healing for somebody else. And then that second painting is when I said, oh my God, what have I got a hold of here?
Yeah.
Really powerful.
It is really powerful. And Kat, I have a question for you. Your paintings reveal what's inside of us, right? It's a true communication from our soul. And oftentimes they reveal a secret about us, don't
Oh my God.
So I'd like you to reveal a secret about yourself that you maybe never told your, Cosmic Smashbooking community. Do you have one you'd like to share? You don't have to.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure I do. I'm sure I do. Let's see what comes up. Share. Well, I don't know. Let me just start where I start, right? Because nothing's coming right. Because I've been pretty open about things and I respond to what's happening in the moment.
Mhm.
You know, yeah, I don't know. I'll just go ahead and start.
Okay.
Like I'll just go ahead and start. Because starting from the beginning, well, like I don't think most people know about the Hells Angels. Now they weren't the whole Hells Angels are a 1%er club. There was a number of 1%er clubs, and I was part of another 1%er club that became the Hells Angels. So, so there were those years, and I was a software developer even then. But those were years when I look back on now. When I look back on those years now, it's like if I still was pretty, I've been racing motorcycles. I've been racing cars from the time that I didn't send you that picture, but from the time that I was 6 till about 11, I raced cars. As I think about a 6-year-old racing cars. And then I went from cars to motorcycles, raced motorcycles, and then hooked up with the Hells Angels. And the importance of that is when I think about some of the stuff that I was involved in, I'd still be in jail. I'd be in prison. I'd still probably be in prison, and this is good for me to remember right now, because there's something in front of me right now that's requiring the same courage that I'm sharing with you now, the same courage, the same survival skill, the realization recently that I'm much more comfortable surviving than thriving and flourishing, because my words this year are flourish and thrive.
Yeah, flourish and thrive. So
I think, what I'm sharing is that piece about your wisdom that you have, that each one of us have gone through, is there for a reason to share with someone. Like what I'm going through, this situation that, came up even now, is like, shit. And I'm realizing that all the things that I've learned from before, good or bad, right? I don't like good or bad, right or wrong. What works and what didn't work. What didn't work, like, let me give you an example. It's coming up for me. I made a very bad financial decision October of last year. Horrible. Why did I make that, And then in supporting somebody else, I realized that I had been raised in a cult-like environment. My family was very cult-like. And as a result of that cult-like environment, I was making the same decisions that people who came out of a cult were making, the same thing, following the same people, susceptible to the same things, right? And so I've been going down that path in the last year of realizing, I'm more comfortable with survival, right? Here's a portal, right? That I entered a portal much like this in October when I made this decision that has had massive effect, and that we have a choice, right? We have a choice of what we're going to do when we make these decisions. But what I keep going back to is that whatever I'm going through now, I'm using all the things that I used from the Hells Angels to living on the border in Israel during the war, doing what I needed to do to get out of that cult-like environment, whatever, acting out, whatever. And then any of the other things I'm realizing, like today, even at this, I get to go back and find that way of being and transform it somehow. So does that answer? I mean, I know I'm kind of.
Yeah, you answered. I want to share one of your paintings that you sent to me, because it feels, I don't know what your intention behind painting it was, but as I'm listening to you share about your life, to me, it actually feels like it represents your
That'd be
life
interesting.
In more ways than maybe you realize, because
oh my gosh.
The octopus, right? The many arms and the suction cups and the moving, almost, an octopus can move in multiple directions at the same time until it reaches, and then it gets sucked or pulled the other direction, And this is a fascinating painting, Kat. Do you want to share anything about it with us?
Sure, I'm happy to share. So I have a course called Camp Cosmic Leadership. Every 3 months, we have a different spirit animal. This, this was a spirit animal for the first 3 months. The deep connection with the octopus for me is a couple of things. One is the interchangeability that it's able to do, right? Like it can go through anything that is smaller than its I'm pointing here because that's where it is on it. Its beak is under here. So it can go through anything that is that. The octopus has all that intelligence in its arms. And for me, the octopus has been a number of things. It has been, each hand could do something different, right? Could do something separate. And it's alien. You know, when you follow, right, you have a scientific background, Kisma. You know that when you've, and I don't remember the names exactly, but when you start to come down the line of animals, it's like you go 1, 2, and then everybody else goes down this way. But the octopus doesn't. It's like, I almost think it's like aliens just dropped them because they're like nothing else. So they're unique and they're like nothing else. And everyone is so individual. You know, their life is short. Recreation. So that recreation and dying, that constant rebirth and growing. And I think that's part of, if I were to share anything, because the butterfly too, like you say, I'm a butterfly. Yeah, but guess what? A butterfly dies. You go through this chrysalis. It's like, you don't just get to be a butterfly. I'm a butterfly. Yeah, but you're going to die too. And what are you going to do in your butterfly phase? Because you have a short life, right? So that, and I think that growing, you know, that aging piece, that growing piece, whatever it is I've constantly done that. And I'm in one freaking right now. And I would like to say that it's easier. And in some ways it is, because I don't do things alone anymore. But here I am in a rebirth at, you know, my vintageness.
I love that. I love that.
I do too.
Yeah. That makes me think about something, Kat. One thing that Kisma mentioned in her intro to you was that you said that everyone has a powerful soul calling to deliver in this life. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes, of course. So Man's Cry for Meaning by Viktor Frankl was a powerful book in my life, and that we all have meaning. I am of the belief that we've all here to deliver something. And what I say to women, you know, of a certain age is, you have health, right? You have health, you're here, you have wisdom. Dr. Estes calls this imprinted, right? Why? Why are you still, is this about retirement? You know, no, you went through the 60s, you went through that period, you know, we've been through something and here we are. Why? There's still something more to deliver. What is your piece of delivering? Is it to be the surf wall? Is it to be that we've been through things? We've been through Vietnam. You know, people have a romanticizing of what that was. But we've been through Vietnam, Watergate, blah, blah, blah. And wherever else you are in the world, you've been through things. And so we have kind of a longer view so that we're able to be a surf wall. This is what Estes calls it, Dr. Clarissa Estes, is that we're a surf wall, which means we're able to stand, you know, because we're not, sometimes we're on the front line, but many of the times we're at the surf wall. So that when everyone else is scrambling around saying, what next, we're able to stand there and say, turn around. Look at what you have to deliver. Look at why you're here. Yes, the world is changing, right? Yeah, here, like, you know, turn around, zap you. I love this picture so much. I've used this more, this zapping, like, ta-da, turn around. So that we can support the other advocates in the world who may be getting discouraged right now, you know, with whatever is going on in the world, the war in Ukraine, you know, other things that we read about, fear of AI, all that kind of stuff. You know, like I have a 50+ year background in technology. I can speak directly to, you know, AI, what to be afraid of and what not to be afraid of, right? So So that peace is no matter what you've been through, no matter what you've done, the fact you are still here, there is more that we're being called to. Most people don't want to hear about more, but the fact is, you're not done yet.
Mm.
You're not done. I love to tell this story about a man. I have a friend who's agoraphobic, and many times she's like, "What am I offering in the world? What am I offering?" And I tell the story about the man who couldn't do anything but wipe out the church bus every Sunday. It's all he could do, just wipe down the church bus. And someone said, why do you do this? He said, because I pray for every seat that goes out, every butt that goes on this, right? And so even so, no matter if you're in chronic pain, no matter what you're in, there's something for you to deliver. And if we're not doing it, we are miserable.
I love that.
Yeah. So, Kat, I belong to a faction of artists who believe that we are here to love what we love, and that at the core of our creative practice is love, right? And it fuels us, it motivates us, and it's a magnetic pull that keeps us really interested, curious, enthusiastic, and resilient in our devotion to our creative practice and our craft. But I also believe it goes beyond that. It does keep us tapped into life. We don't become recluse. We don't hibernate. We don't withdraw and pull in. So you're sharing such an important, invaluable piece of wisdom here. So I'm going to ask you, as an artist, what is it that you believe is at the core of your art practice, the very center of your art practice?
I haven't answered this question in a long time. So growing up, I'm a typical story, got to be a very early age, created something in kindergarten. It was a cow, and I was accused of faking it, stealing it. It was an accusation. I didn't really do it. And of course, shut down. So immediately, and I was never good with words. I wasn't good with language. I wasn't good in crossing the right and left hemisphere because I always lived on one side of the brain, but I couldn't find language for things. So I spent most of my life frustrated out of lack of expression. Creative I was. That I knew. I knew the bubbling, of creativity, but every time something would come up bubbly, it would get shut down. That cult experience would continue to box things into a controllable piece. So for me, it's expression. So like with the art that I create, I don't create art. There was somebody that someone just sent me something today. I don't create art for other people. That's why smash booking is so powerful. I create it for myself. Right. Oh yeah, this one. I just love this one. I love this one.
I do too. It's my favorite, Kat.
Is it really? I think that one of the dog is one of my dogs, I think. And then this collage is from Cosmic Smash Booking. This is part of the, and the thing on the head, looking for wisdom, right? Just looking for wisdom. And dogs smell, right? They can't see so good, but they can smell. Yeah. And so
that's great.
Yeah.
Very clever.
So I don't create art for other people to like. Now, does it come up for me? Oh yes, especially after I took some fine art classes, right? Then composition and color and all that kind of stuff. But I get to fight that most of the time, and maybe add that at the end after I catch the expression. Like I think I've got some paintings behind me here. And excuse me. But expression, which is why, here's the crazy part, which is why I don't show up to the canvas and why I get frustrated. Because as you shared before, when you paint, whatever it is you do reveals something to yourself about you. And it is freaking, for me, it's scary. And it scares me so much that sometimes I only do it when I'm with people in circle, because I'm afraid of being alone with it.
Yes, yes.
Especially, any of it, actually. I'm afraid of being alone. I'm afraid of being alone with it.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm gonna, I don't know what I'm gonna find. I get to push through it.
Kat, you've mentioned cosmic smashbooking a couple of times now. That's bubbled up in the conversation. For our viewers that don't know what that is, can you tell us a little more about that?
Oh, yes. And of course, when I was thinking, my book is on my table, so I don't have an example to show you here.
I have mine.
Oh, yeah. Okay, perfect. Show yours. There we go. That's even better. So cosmic smashbooking is a mashup between art journaling. It's an up-leveling of art journaling and intentional creativity. And so we take journaling, color image. It uses, there's a lot of science in it. I don't get into the science, but there's a lot of science of neurodivergence, all that stuff that's in there. Starting out of curiosity. Yep. Look. So, like, for instance, this is deep work underneath it. I can see the deep work. I can feel the deep work. I can even hear it sometimes.
I have my labels in here this is my teacher training book with you. So I've got everything like this is A.
And the beauty of it is it's transformational. This is transformational work without the trauma. This is how do you, let me give you an example, like the work that you said, Kisma can show her book. You can feel her book, but she doesn't have to explain the trauma that she's transformed. She doesn't have to explain any of that because the nature of this work. So example, when I work with people who, it's beautiful with trauma. Yeah, okay, this one here. Oh my gosh, this one here, the castle, what is this? This was about play, but it was also about, oh yeah, I remember what this is. This one is a page about where am I in relationship to my dreams, to my vision. And my vision is inside the castle, and look where I'm at. And so this is a page, like for instance, I could lead you through a cosmic smashbook page where I'd lead you through the page and ask you where you are in relationship to your vision. This is a good one. And then when you do the page, you could be, and the way that it works is it bypasses your frontal lobe thinking, right? And comes through the back door of your heart, comes through it, bypasses all of that stuff. So what gets revealed on the page, that's why it gets to be scary. It's like, oh no, really? I thought I was, oh no. Yeah, I'm outside the castle on my horse, going away from it, or, or standing there deciding if I want to go over the wall, find the door, get some help.
Well,
that's really interesting.
I'm going to take a moment just to speak out here to our viewers on Visionary Artist Path Twitch TV. Hello. Just wanted to acknowledge those of you who are tuned in today to get to know another side of CATT Z. She's the founder of the Cosmic Smashbooking art journaling process. I add art journaling always, but and to maybe learn more about her deep core and what makes her tick. And so remember, for those of you here, if you are a follower of Visionary Artists Twitch TV and or a subscriber to it, our subscription is very low. It's $4.99 a month. You are invited to post any questions you might have for Kat or for Lauren or for me right there in the message box. And if it is a question for Kat, please put Kat first and then the question, and we will field it to her so she can respond. All right, so I'm gonna continue us moving forward. Kat, I have a question for you. If you were to define an artist's journey of development as student apprentice, emerging, mid-career, or established mature?
Mhm.
What part of your artist development journey are you on?
Oh,
And of course, you can be in several, but where do you
yeah.
feel you stand at this time?
Yeah. Okay, that's a great question. Well, my knee-jerk reaction is beginner. Is still beginner. Why? I think because why? Why? Okay, that's a good question. Why, Kat? Oh, okay. Why? And maybe you tell me. I'll tell you where I'm at, because I haven't thought about that. Here's where I'm at with my own art. I'm afraid to show up for my paintings. Right? Oh yeah, that's one. So when I just free create, things happen, right? And this is on a Smashbook page. This, okay, if you'll notice, like that little eye that's over there, that became the symbol for and the logo for Camp Cosmic Leadership. So when I do my work, and the way in which we do the work is that things are revealed to us. And for me, when bugs show up, like this strange little bug there, when bugs show up, it means there's a lot of work that's getting done underneath that I can't see. So I get to trust, like, okay, things are happening. But when the bugs show up, like, all right, keep going. They're beetles or things like that. But in terms of my own work, I'm still afraid to show up in my own work. I show up to a certain point, and I have, like I said, because some paintings behind me where I show up to a certain point. And expression, when I just show up and like express, but when I'm going deeper, like with these behind me, I get afraid. The faces, I have this, okay, this is my story, which is so ridiculous, right? Because the rules of cosmic smashbooking are there are no rules. Number 2 is don't stop. Number 3 is to have fun. Yes. Duality. Yeah. Don't stop. So there are no rules. Don't stop. Have fun. And when in doubt, go to the first rules. And what a way to live your life. What a way to do it if there are no rules. So I people, remind me, like, if I'm going to go make a quilt, it's like, hello, doesn't it look like this? Yes, it looks like this. But in terms of my own work, anybody who knows me knows I'm afraid to show up to the canvas consistently because it scares me. I still have an impasse of working on the faces where I just haven't fully expressed what it is that I want to, I'm trying too hard. I create faces to talk to me. I don't have it right here. Recently, a cat showed up. The cat showed up to talk to me, like, hello, my name's Cat. Like, hello. Oh yeah, this one. Yeah, a mask of the divine male, right? This is the duality of the divine male. Yes. And so this face, yeah, and it's better, but my faces aren't quite where I want them, so I keep trying. But it's also the intentional creativity piece, the language, the conversation.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at with my own artwork. And with regards to medium, acrylic, it's plastic, I don't know. I keep trying the other mediums. I love oil because I love how that works, with oil. I play a lot in crayon, watercolor, I do a lot of things, but acrylic isn't quite it for me, but yet I'm staying in it and adding mediums to it. So maybe I'll get grittier. But that's the answer, is where am I in my own is fear.
Yeah, fear is a big one, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
I was thinking about fear the other day and how we hear that often, especially with some individuals who are maybe starting out also they're afraid to put anything down onto the substrate. They're hesitant. They don't know what, and so they get trapped. They jump into that fear. And I always go back to child. I always go back, you give a kid a crayon and they'll just be off and running with it. And, as adults, we all know the inner child is something an artist really opens up to. It's like, come out and play. And so that's one of the things I've really been looking at. Every time, it's almost like an invocation before I go and create something new, because no matter how many paintings we've painted, that fear is there, isn't it? It creeps in. But I actually go, okay, come on, little Kisma, come on out, come on, and it's giving myself permission to just play, to not take any art, anything seriously. And I want to take the concept of fear, and I really, really want to dissipate it, I guess, dissipate it for all creatives, really, if there's one thing I could do, it would be to do that, to dissipate fear. Yeah. So I'm sorry you said fear.
Yes. And my fear is not about my fear is not about messing it up.
No, it's about the revelation from within.
It's about the revelation piece. There's a painter. Oh, I love his work, but I cannot remember his name. But he talks about every painting fights to be born.
Fights to be born. Yeah.
Every creation fights to be born. And that's true. Like I'm glad I'm saying this to myself, because of what I'm creating with Cosmic Smashbooking, teaching others to be guides and to follow, their own thing, is that everybody's creation is fighting to be born. And how am I getting in the way, or not allowing it to grow, or like my own pieces that I'm doing over here. I got one that's fighting and I'm miserable. Because it wants to reveal something. It wants goggles, and I don't want to give it goggles, because what is it going to see?
Oh, something very cool.
That's deep.
It's going to see something very cool. There she goes. She's going to go get that goggle painting. Oh, very cool. Okay.
Oh, wow.
I think it's going to be awesome. I can feel it.
I know.
And I can feel it. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the thing about intentional creativity, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You can feel it. You can feel whatever it is. It's not a great work of art, or it's like the goggles want to go and I don't want to put the goggles on.
It's deep,
Yeah.
art.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's a new category we need to bring out. Instead of fine art, that you are only a real artist if you are fine art, we should begin to call it deep art.
Oh,
You are a deep artist. You do deep art.
Oh, absolutely.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
And I went to see 2 weeks ago. I went to Jean-Michel Basquiat. His family is doing a showing of his work, and he
Very cool.
and was phenomenal. I mean, the marks that he makes. If you're an artist, oh, my kid could do that. No, your kid cannot do that.
Oh, yeah.
Right. I mean, the marks that he made, and how powerful and political, and just how you feel, even though I didn't understand some of his connections that he was making, you still, could feel it. And that's my work. My work is, I feel it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's where it starts. We started with your first question was about my art, and it's like, I have to feel it.
Well, I think all street artists like him, and also Banksy, that's what they're doing. They're bringing out, boom, it's a message. Every stroke is a message that's coming from deep within them about life, about what they're experiencing in life. So,
and you have to show up for it. You just got to show up. Get to show up for it in courage and grace, and and what are the rules? There are no rules. Don't stop.
There
Have
are
fun.
no rules. I'm going to
Yeah.
share with you all a look at CATT's website. So give me a moment. I'm queuing it up here. CosmicSmashBooking.com is where you go to learn all about the many things that CATT offers. And it's here's this one, I think. What if the answers you've been seeking suddenly found their way in through the back door of your heart? I think that right there is just brilliant, CATT. It's just a really brilliant message. It says so very much to us. And along that line, CATT is also offering our viewers today a special gift. And I have that queued up. Now, I have to say the link is incredibly long. Let me share it.
Oh, I could have put it in a tiny URL.
Yeah, it's a special page you go to get it, and it's called RX Prescription Evolution Application. And then of course it says Kisman Lauren, so that you know she knows you're coming from the Art Talk. And then you have some questions here to fill out. Now I know it's a lengthy URL. So I want to make it easy for viewers. So viewers, you know that you can always go to visionaryartistpath.com, which is me. But if you go to you can go to visionaryartistpath.com, and at the bottom of the home page, there's a subscription. If you subscribe to that today, I know you're coming in for CATT, and I can instantly compile that list and get it over to CATT, and also get you back a URL. So that's one way, but I'm going to say the URL. CATT, I think it's just too hard. I think it's not going to.
Okay, stand by. Okay, stand by. And the other thing is, you can also, when I forgot, you can also go to that page and get my free gift of a resting page.
Yes, the Cosmic Smash Booking.
Yeah,
yes.
I thought that's another way you could do it. And the resting, what is the resting page? Okay, here's a resting page.
Right.
Resting. Yeah, there it is. You can get a free resting page.
So if you go to her website today and you
have
register for that free resting page, she'll also know, right, CATT? You'll also know that they're coming in to receive your free gift offering for viewers of the Art Talk today.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I will.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
And what a resting page is, just quickly, is it's, you know, when you're uptight, anxious, nervous, afraid, like you're going to get ready to go to the canvas and you just need to put the fear aside, is a resting page allows you just to rest the emotion so that you can get it off of your face. You know, you can get the emotion off your face so you can get a little pause to make decisions. It grew out of, my marriage went kaboom after 30 some years, and I needed a place to rest the grief so that I could show up for life. You know, feed myself, get in the car, not kill the store guy or cut anybody off, you know, because that's not my way, but in that place. So this allowed me just to put my grief, you know, down so I could go do other things. And so that's what a resting page is. Even exciting, like if you're somebody like me who can get outside of your body when you're super excited, a resting page allows you to get back in your body so you can ground, you know, also.
Oh, my friends, this
That's
hour
great.
flies by, and we've come to the time of our last question. Are you ready for your last question?
I am. It's curious.
Right.
Yeah. Well, are you going to have a question?
Go ahead,
Go
Lauren.
ahead. No, well, I was just going to ask what you've talked about so much, CATT, about your own experiences and how your art affects other people. But what art or what is your inspiration in terms of like a who or what? What kinds of things inspire you to do your interesting work?
What inspires me? Music. I like very quirky things. I've always been a little off in the quirkiness. I love drag queens right now. Drag queens and their ability to transform and create illusion. Right. So for me, it's drag queens right now. For me, it can be music of any sort will support. In terms of artists, Modigliani, and I might be saying his name wrong, but he's always that deeper, the colors and all of that have always been. Obviously Scott right now, what with mark making, like that really opened me to that. Let's see what else. I right now pop would be the drag queens. And let's see. I also something that I learned is I like to take an artist that I like and emulate it. And emulate it. The other thing that's inspiring now is more drawing. So I'm doing more drawing, and I don't render well, like I say, and things end up when I draw them. I don't have anything right here, but you've seen what Kisma has shown is that things end up being quirky and funny, like because the answer is for me, it's always like, let's see what's at the end of my pencil today.
Yeah.
Let's see what's here, because I don't know what's here, and my things can always look different. So that inspires me. Let's see. And in intentional creativity, what inspires me is the query, the question. The question is always, right now I'm going through something and it's really like, oh my God, I want to tear my hair out, but there's not enough left. So the question now is, well, let's see how my higher power, let's see how my spiritual connection is going to work this out. Because the other question that I ask myself is, say when I want to stop something, like this is enough. Nope, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm done. The question becomes, wouldn't you rather hang around and see how this is going to work out? And that becomes a painting. That becomes something.
That becomes a painting. Kat, from the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Yes.
Being our special guest this month.
Yeah.
It is such an honor and always a pleasure to spend time with you. So
thank you both for this opportunity, because this isn't one I normally get in terms of sharing about myself. And I've gotten to the stage now where we all get to be authentic. It's not working.
Right? No,
Only thing I do is watch my 4-letter because there is a part of me that just likes to get in there and swear. So that is one piece I got still.
I don't.
Right.
And Twitch TV has some protocol on that. So
so honestly, that's really the only thing that I watch is saying.
Oh, you know what? Whatever. It's explicatives, right? They're just words, and people who get uptight over the use of words. Wow, really? Let's free your mind.
Or find new 4-letter words.
Yeah, for sure.
Shakespearean. I like to swear like a Shakespearean actor.
I think that's great. By the time my son was 2, unfortunately, he was dropping the little F-bomb, and we had to sit him down, and my husband was like, "Hey, Kisma, you really gotta watch your mouth." Like, oh gosh, I did this. A child makes you own it, right? A child. I've told everybody in my life, my guru is my son, because he has taught me the most about myself and about my interactions in life and with other people. So boy, but thank you for and as we wind up our hour, we just have a few of our messages to give, and that's for the Visionary Artist Path Twitch TV. I want to go out there to the viewers who have come in and joined, and the viewers who are going to be watching the rerun. This episode is made possible by my affiliation with Twitch TV. And the way that you help support Art Talks is by a simple follow. Just click that follow button, and that's what keeps me and Art Talks up in the ratings. And it's just a simple thing to do. So that's very, very appreciated by you. Now, I just want to share one quick thing, because we all love smash booking, cosmic smash booking, and you can never have enough. But my fall smash book offering is getting ready to start up this Saturday, and it's called Return to Love. If you want to know more about it, all you have to do is go to visionaryartistpath.com and go to the smash book class page, and you'll find the easy way of registering for it. And you're very, very welcome to come in. Don't forget to get involved in Kat's gift, and the best way is to go to her website, cosmicsmashbooking.com, and register for that free resting page right there. And she'll know that you're also coming in, especially today, coming in for her gift offering, which thank you very much for that, Kat. I'm looking forward to it. And next month, we're already in September, folks, already September, and our September 7th session will be with a wonderful lady, Lauren. We'll have another Lauren. We'll have two Laurens in the studio, and that is Lauren. I always say her name wrong. She corrects me every time. Strock, like Bach. And I'm going to tell you something about this fabulous woman. She is a art quilter. Her quiltings are phenomenal. And above and beyond that, she also makes textiles. She's also an artist. She is a creative and a writer. So next month, we're veering off into another aspect of the creative world of artists. So we hope that you'll join in. Be sure to follow us. Subscribe for $4.99, because you'll get access to special private events and also reruns starting September 1. All rerun episodes are available only to subscribers, $4.99 a month. Okay, so Lauren.
Kisma.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. It was great today.
It was fun, huh? It was fun.
Lots of fun.
Yeah, Kat's always fun.
Yeah.
And viewers out there, thank you for being here with us today. You make it worthwhile. So see you next month. See you in September. Bye, everyone. Take care.